Hi there, Claire.
Hi, Catherine.
And we're going to start off with a story that we are covering today here on France 24, a health scare concerning thousands of pregnant women.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a worrying story this morning in La Croix newspaper. Dépakine is a drug which is taken for anti-epilepsy. People who've got epilepsy take that drug to, relieve their symptoms. But when it's given to pregnant women, it can have serious development problems for their fetus. La Croix is actually citing an article, a report that was done by the newspaper Canard Enchaîné. The figures are absolutely staggering. 10,000 women between 2007 and 2014, 10,000 pregnant women took the Dépakine drug, even though scientists had already proved that there was a link between Dépakine and development problems in fetuses. The consequence, we have 425 babies are born with serious development problems, really serious ones. 30 to 40% of babies born to women who took Dépakine when they were pregnant have problems reading and writing when they get to school. They had problems speaking and walking when they were learning, when they were toddlers. So this is a serious issue, and is one that's causing the French health authorities to have a look at themselves and think, how did we let this happen? Scientists knew that it was proven.
Indeed, and big question for many people out there in France, who's to blame?
Well, Le Croix says, this is something that's quite typical of Le Croix. Let's not play the blame game. Let's use this as an opportunity for the health authorities, for doctors, for pharmacists, to work out how are we dealing with the pregnant women thing? How are we communicating things? Because 10,000 pregnant women took this drug without knowing about the side effects. So let's use this as an opportunity, and also let's use this as an opportunity to improve monitoring. Because, frankly, how could that happen? That scientists knew what Dépakine could do,
but didn't pass it on.
Exactly.
Or the message didn't get through. Although they say that we shouldn't play the blame game, but I'm sure quite a lot of people will be looking for compensation.
How could you not?
Perhaps,
there certainly will be.
Perhaps seeing an onslaught of lawsuits over that one. Moving on to another story concerning many thousands of people here in France, much less serious consequences, of course. It's to do with Airbnb. It's in trouble for not paying its taxes here in France. It's quite controversial here in France, isn't it? Airbnb.
It certainly is, particularly here in France. I mean, Airbnb seems to have joined the list of American companies not paying as much taxes as they should do in Europe. I'm going to give you the figure, 69,168 euros. That's how much Airbnb paid in tax in France last year.
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot, not a lot, considering 65 million euros in profit in France. I mean, Paris is full of Airbnb apartments. You ask any Parisian, and they know someone who knows someone who's letting out their apartment, or they've got an Airbnb apartment in their building. I mean, Paris has got so many Airbnb apartments because Paris is so heavy on tourism. So Aujourd'hui en France basically details how on earth Airbnb is doing it. I mean, all companies have their own way of avoiding paying taxes. Airbnb's strategy, it's got its base in Delaware in the US. As Aujourd'hui en France is calling that an American fiscal paradise. And, of course, in Europe, its headquarters is in Ireland, and in Ireland, firms pay some of the lowest taxes they possibly could here in Europe. So the papers basically says its strategies respect the law, but not morals.
Just been trying to calculate in my head, and I mean that's around about the same income as sort of 10 people's income tax on pretty regular kind of salaries.
Yeah, and this is Airbnb.
Very
65 million
interesting
euros they made in profit last year.
Of course, some people might say that, of course, we want companies to keep operating. If they have too heavy taxes, then maybe they won't. Aujourd'hui en France, though, taking a dim view, and they've got quite an interesting cartoon.
Certainly, yeah. I love this little cartoon. It's by Ronson. So we have an Airbnb team, two of them there on a rowing boat, sort of rowing up to this little deserted desert island. And one of them says, "Oh, look, it's a desert island. We should put that in our catalogue." And the other one says, "Oh, yeah, we should. Hold on. We should also set up shop there so that we can pay even less euros because no one lives there."
Very interesting. Okay, issues with the sharing economy also being written about in the communist newspaper, L'Humanité.
Yeah, front page of L'Humanité is about the obscure side, what it calls the obscure side of the sharing economy. So a group of takeaway delivery cyclists from Take Eat Easy, that's a bit like Deliveroo, it's delivery men and women who go around on bikes and deliver food from restaurants and stuff like that.
Roller skates sometimes.
Roller skates as well. They're not going to get paid for the whole of the month of July. The paper talks to a delivery man called Benoit. He says 2 weeks ago he just received an email in his inbox saying the company was folding. Take Eat Easy, it's a Belgian company, is folding. It's a startup. And he's found himself without work, without income overnight, and the whole of the previous month's work he's not going to get paid for. So the company is basically saying the reason why we don't have to settle up with these employees, well, they weren't really employees, it's because they were freelancers. And this is the sharing economy's problem in France. The justice system has to side with Take It Easy because these guys were freelancers, they weren't staff members.
Very interesting indeed. Thanks very much, Claire Williams. We'll be back later on looking through the international papers for us as well.